I've attended over the many years that I've been a CEO many mining indabas, but this is my first mining indaba that I've attended as the Vedanta base metal CEO. So I'm really looking forward to being able to, of course, get all the normal things that you meet. It's a great place to meet people. It's a great and very efficient way to do business, meeting lots of bankers, lots of investors. But this year, with my new hat on, of course, we're raising money for KCM, so it's a great place to talk about to potential investors. But this year, I think there's a different collaboration that I think most business and governments are seeking to do. In South Africa, we got the collaboration with Business for South Africa and government around crime, energy, and logistics. But also the collaboration we're seeking to get and to develop in KCM in Zambia. And then also some of our new investments are going into the Middle East and into India. So it's a great opportunity to meet new people that my previous roles, my previous companies that I've led have not been exposed to. So a great opportunity to do all the normal things, but also to meet new people and get new insights into the new regions in which we're operating. So first of all, I think there are two things that I'll mention. One is that Vedanta as a company is this enormous conglomerate that is unbundling into six different listed companies in India. So I think that's what sets us apart as a great opportunity for investors to look at Vedanta very, very differently and be able to drive the value of each of those individual businesses. So I think that's the first thing that sets us apart. But we are creating a base metal company that I think is quite different in, the other base metal companies that mine the same things as we do. But I think this is a great opportunity for investors to get into a company that has the growth profile that we have. And secondly, the exposure to the new growth areas of the world, India, Saudi Arabia, the UAE. So I think that is another very, very different angle and sets us apart from potentially the other base metal companies. We have a growth strategy. I mean, if you just look at our business in South Africa, the zinc business in South Africa, we have a big expansion underway. So it's about an 8 billion rand expansion that'll be taking us production from about 230,000 tons of zinc a year to 500 just in the next year and a half. So that growth is very, very different. And then we have a pipeline of assets that will take us to 1 million tons of zinc. But likewise, we have 1 million tons of copper ambition, in addition to the 300,000 tons of copper that we produce in Zambia. So Zambia, we are growing, getting that asset back and growing that asset again in Zambia. We have the potential, because we treat, custom smelt and refine about 350,000 tons of copper in India, but we have expanded into the UAE, so we have a mill, a copper rod mill and a small precious metal refinery in Fujairah in the UAE, but also we are now putting in place a rod mill, so downstream production of copper rods in Saudi Arabia. So we are expanding and developing into the world's greatest growth markets at the moment, India and the Middle East. One thing, when you've been in the industry for over 30 years, you've seen many different cycles, and I think this is just a cycle that's we're in a downturn. But I feel very confident in certainly the metals that we're mining, so both copper and zinc and base metals. Whilst they had some reduction in price last year, they've still held up relatively well. And I mean, everybody's talking about copper and the potential big shortages that are likely to happen, and therefore the price rises. So what we're doing is investing in a low price cycle. We think it's exactly the right time to invest. So we are not overly concerned. We just have to manage our business through all cycles. So this is not a bad time to tighten your belt, but it's a great time to invest, because we will see an increase in price in copper, we will see an increase in price in zinc, and so we think with the expansions that are underway, the great growth profile that we have and the portfolio of growth potential that we have, we'll be very well positioned for the increase in price, and by then our production's going to be on the market, and we're going to be in a fantastic space. So rather than seeing this as a big negative, we see it's a great positive, a great time to tighten our belts, get lean and mean, and invest for the upturn and for the future. I mean, we're going to be seeing many different cycles through the long life assets that we have. And just as an example, KCM in Zambia has got a 50-year life. So, we've got to be able to make sure we can run lean and mean, generate good margins through whatever cycle there is. And it's a great place to invest in the commodities that we're investing in the geographies that we're investing in South Africa, Namibia, Zambia, India, the Middle East, great places to be with the commodities that we are both mining and processing.